Here I am in my Godzilla shirt. It's a new Godzilla shirt. The red fire behind him. I like it. I cut off the sleeve so it could be a summer shirt. Anyway, just got out of a session with Laura, and boy, was there a lot of work done. I unpacked a lot of things with her regarding my mom and my dad. And one thing that I have to remember in regards to my dad is that I'm not going to change him. I can't change him. I can't make him magically be a nice person. And nothing I do is going to be right by him. And that walking away when he gets really belligerent and obnoxious is really the best course of action. But since he's total care disabled and bedbound, I can't just walk away if I'm in the middle of a caregiving task. Like if he's turned on his side because I'm dealing with a diaper that has leaked pee everywhere and I'm trying to change it, I can't just walk away then if he starts spewing crap. So I just got to remember that that bullshit is his bullshit and it's not a reflection on me. And that's the hard work, because that's what he's programmed me to believe my whole life, is that anytime he's mad, it's my fault because I've done something wrong and I gotta fix it now. But nothing I do fixes it. Nothing ever has fixed it. And the problem is him, not me. And I've gotta remember that. I've gotta remember that. Second thing is that when he fell and broke his hip in 2020, right at the height of COVID, right in August, at the height of COVID, I feel like that's what started my mom's downward spiral health-wise, because that's when she started to get the back pain that we really think was attributed to the cancer. So she suffered with it for 6 years without realizing it was cancer, probably. But I feel like she was just getting more and more depressed dealing with him and his constant health crises and just worsening condition, where he would get worse but not quite die. He would get worse, come back, and that'll be his baseline, is more helpless, more needy, more demanding, more giving less. And I feel like my mom just fell into a deep depression just like I did, and this is where I can never know what really went on in her head, but Laura said that my brain is just trying to search for why, and this is just one scenario my brain has come up with, and that doesn't mean it's the truth. It's just your brain searching for reasons, but my mind wants me to believe that she wouldn't go to a doctor and wouldn't go to a doctor and wouldn't go to a doctor. And her reasoning was, I don't want to leave him alone for any length of time, because if he has to get up and sit on the pot, you can't do it. And we had no help until 2025. No real help until 2025. Way too late. It should have been so many years sooner, honestly. Got the bullshit system we're in. But anyway, in all those years, she didn't go to a doctor, and she would just get increasingly more depressed, more angry, just so not my mom, emotionally, mentally. And in some ways, I think that she just passively allowed herself to get sick to the point of death to escape this. And that she left me, and I've been abandoned to this, and then I go tell myself, well, she didn't want to leave, but she had to because she was sick. But I'll go out in the backyard and I just start crying because that was her thing. And I go out in the front yard and I start crying because that was the thing. The yard work was her thing. And I can barely do it. I'm struggling to keep some of the plants alive right now because I just have no energy. It's just so much of my energy gets depleted by my dad. Just being in the room with him depletes me, and I have to deal with him first thing in the morning. My mornings and my nights don't belong to me because I have to take care of him. And, he didn't ask for this. Nobody asked for this. Nobody wants to have Parkinson's. But the fact that he's belligerent and aggressive and standoffish and starts fights with me that I have to constantly walk away from. And he's noticed that I walk away more. And he told me, and I thought it was really funny, and so did Laura. I'm like, he's like, I don't think I like this therapist because ever since you've been going to her, you've become so defiant and disrespectful, and you walk away when I'm talking to you. And I'm like, is that because you think respect is obedience and fear? And he couldn't answer the question. And that's when I walked away and sat down and got ready for my session. But I've got to remember that I cannot change him, and I cannot make him into a nicer person. And that all I can do is survive him until he gets placed in a facility and I can move on with my own life. But I've been trapped like this for 13 fucking years, guys. And he's had Parkinson's for 26 years, but the last 13 years have been the years where he's just gone really downhill and become more and more dependent and less mobile, and now he's bedbound and pretty much total care. You gotta feed him. He needs help to sit on a toilet commode to take a poop. He uses a period catheter most of the day to pee. And then when that comes off, because we take it off so that he can air out so his skin doesn't break down, he needs a urinal. But he needs someone else's help to do those things. He can't just grab a urinal and pee. He can't just get up and get on the commode and go poop. He can't do anything without somebody's help. Nothing. He has... The only autonomy he gets is if you ask him and give him choices. Do you want to do this or this? And I try to do that, but he'll get mad. And I know that him getting mad is just a reflection of how helpless he feels. And he never really grew up mentally. He's a man, but he's a big man baby in the sense that, and it doesn't matter why. I can still feel sorry for him, but a lot of times I just feel contempt towards him. Because taking care of him feels like I'm a Jenga tower having pieces pulled away. When I took care of my mom in her final weeks of life, that felt like building something. Because I was helping her reach God. I helped my mom reach God. Mosquito on my notebook. What the hell? Missed it. But I helped my mom reach God. And I feel like my dad's pulling me away from him. And I just wish I knew when this would end so that he's somewhere where he's taken care of and I don't have to worry about him anymore. And then I can finally be free. And it's just the waiting for that. It's like you're seeing a mirage, and every time you step closer, it keeps moving out of reach. And I'm just waiting for that point it stops moving out of reach and starts coming closer. And we won't know that until we've found a place for Dad, and we haven't yet. So right now, dealing with the depression and the fatigue, a lot of my grief is fatigue. I'm just tired. I just have no energy, and I'm just exhausted. And I cry sometimes, and I just get angry sometimes because I want my mommy. I just want things to be back to the way they were because they were familiar. But I know that if I stay there, it'll kill me. I need to start moving forward. But I can't until we get him placed. That's what's so frustrating about this, is he's the reason nothing can move. If I didn't have to deal with him right now, I'd be in my new place right now with Christy and my new room and everything. And I will do a video when I moved and got my room all set up so you can all see it. But I just got to keep telling myself it's on the way. I just have to be patient. But damn it, that's all I've ever tried to be, is patient. I'm just tired of it. I just want something to fucking change. I just want something besides this. That's all. And also, if you notice I might be like winking a bit, I scratched my cornea in my sleep, my right eye, so it hurts. So I'm crying out of one eye constantly. But I'm just tired. And I just have to keep sparing myself and remind myself I can't fix my dad. I can't change him. All I can do is tolerate him until this is over. So keep on trucking, guys. And I'm going to let you look at my Godzilla shirt real quick before I go. Yep. It's my big boy. Alright, guys. I love you. Take care.